It may be early in the year, but parents in Colorado may be happy to hear they could soon get a tax break when it comes to buying back-to-school supplies. Hi, welcome to Comcast Newsmakers. I'm Beverly Weaver. We are here in the state capitol talking with state lawmakers like Representative Dan Pabon. Welcome. Thanks for being with us, Representative.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, now this is some legislation that you're working on, and it is a back-to-school tax break. Tell me what you're proposing.
Well, every year, parents and all over Colorado get these school supply lists that are multiple pages long. And we see school supply drives coming up all over the place because the cost of these items are so expensive. Yeah. So what we decided to do, and what my bill does, is says if you purchase these supplies in the first week of August, you'll get a break on your state sales tax. So they will be tax-free during that weekend, and that includes things like pens and pencils, rulers, scissors, but also includes clothing up to $75 per item and sports supplies and recreational equipment. So it really covers the whole breadth of supplies that our families in Colorado need. And, you know, I think people are still trying to balance their budget and make sure they've got enough. And if a kid doesn't have school supplies, how can they learn in the classroom?
Right.
That's what the whole idea behind this was.
And when you're talking about a family that may have 3 or 4 kids, that can really add up. Do you have a cost estimate on how much that costs a family to get set up for back to school?
Well, we're seeing upwards of $300 or $400 or $500. I mean, I bought school supplies for my daughter last fall, and I had a $500 bill, and that was just for the basic necessities. I mean, it is the schools are putting more burdens on the family for these school supplies, which is okay, but we have to make sure that there's enough dollars and cents so that the families can do this. And, you know, in particular, we don't want families to decide between, you know, pens or pencils or maybe putting food on the table. I mean, that would be the last thing we'd want to do.
Right. How much cost savings do you think it would be, say, for an average bill of $500 for back to school?
You know, somewhere in the upwards of $30 to $35. But listen to this: there are some cities and counties around the state who are also looking at maybe putting together a tax-free holiday that same weekend.
Yeah.
So then you really add up the numbers, and you know, the families benefit, the schools benefit because they're not out there searching for more supplies. It's a win-win for everyone.
Yeah. Let's talk about your district a little bit, Representative, because I know that you are representing Sports Authority Field, if you will, at Mile High. Obviously, people don't live there, but to have that in your district and to have the Broncos have the season that they've had has just been, I imagine, phenomenal. What a nice little bright spot in your district.
Well, it's been an exciting time in House District 4. Mile High, I consider Mile High Stadium the cornerstone of the district, and every time Peyton Manning drives into the stadium, I consider him a personal constituent. So we make sure that you know, we have the stadium and the fans ready to cheer, and we've had a lot to cheer about this season. And just exciting to have, you know, the great team we have as always. And, you know, the Broncos are what makes Denver, I think, a special place to live.
Yeah, most definitely. And in terms of the stadium, obviously you represent the neighborhoods around there. Having lived there, coming from that district, what do you think you bring to the table when you come into the State House, into the state capitol, and you're bringing that perspective, that viewpoint?
Well, when you grow up in the community that you represent, you understand the long-term issues that have been around. You have long-time residents, you have new young professionals. The district encompasses places like the Highland and Sloan's Lake and all those different spots. So you really get to see a nice diversity and mix. And, you know, coming from my background of both living there but also being a young professional myself, it's a really great place to represent. And I feel very blessed to do so.
All right, Representative Dan Pabon, thanks so much for being with us and sharing some information on your legislation.
Thanks for having me.
And thanks for watching Comcast Newsmakers. I'm Beverly Weaver.